Yo, what's up everybody? This is Junior Chicken here with another PokeVlogX. Got 102 hours and 31 minutes into Pokemon X. Unfortunately, there hasn't been a lot that has happened since the last PokeVlog, and there's something I kind of want to talk about at the end of this video. Before I left routes 15 and 16, I caught one more Pokemon, and that was a supersized Pumpkaboo. This is not the shiny Pumpkaboo that I caught in the last PokeVlog. I just heard its lower pitched cry and I thought, oh, this thing might have Pokerus, so I should capture it. The size of a Pumpkaboo or Gourgeist doesn't really matter too much. You're basically raising your attack and HP while lowering your speed when it comes to the sizes of the Pumpkaboo or Gourgeist. I caught the supersized Pumpkaboo and I named it Lantern. I continued training on Route 15 and 16 until my Pokemon were at about 46 to 48 in level. Then I continued on to the Frost Cavern with certain Pokemon that I thought had an advantage against certain ice types. Turns out there's a lot of mono ice types in the Frost Cavern. I was expecting there to be quite a bit of ice and water types, like ice water type Pokemon, but I guess there's more of a focus in the later generations on mono ice type Pokemon, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, you can find a lot of mono ice types, as well as Piloswines, Jinxes, and even Haunters. But I continued through the Frost Cavern trying to slide my way through. It's kind of a puzzle, like traction puzzle where you slide to run into certain rocks so that you can get to certain places. And I was able to get to the end and catch Team Flare in the act trying to abduct an Abomasnow. I faced off against the researcher Mabel. This one had the blue glasses on. And of course I was able to beat her. I mean, Team Flare is pretty lame, let's be honest. And of course they took off because they can't handle losing. I was able to obtain the Abomasite from the Abomasnow there. You probably already know that though if you're watching Munching Oranges videos. But anyways, after clearing through the Frost Cavern, I continued on my way to Route 17 riding on a Mamoswine on Mamoswine Road. But there weren't any Pokemon that I caught from that route because they were just underwhelming and or weak ice types. And then I made it to Anastar City where apparently the snow completely stops and I see this little light tower. I guess it's relevant later on in the game because that's where you have to go first in order to find the Mega Stones later in the metagame. And eventually I faced off with Serena once again. I believe she had the three same Pokemon as before, Absol, Delphox, and Meowstic, but I think she also had another Pokemon. I can't remember specifically who it is, but once again, I was able to beat her. I did a trading session with my brother's copy of Pokemon Y on his 3DS, and with that, I traded over Lantern so that it evolved into Gourgeist. So I decided that my team for the Anastar City Gym would be two of my favorite Dark types, two of my favorite Ghost types, and two of my favorite Bug types. For my Dark types, I had Thugster and Badass. For my Ghost types, I had Guardianite and Spook Tree. And for my Bug types, I had Tough as Heck and Armor Thief. I did train with those guys for a bit though, at the Frost Cavern, Mamoswine Road, and of course routes 15 and 16. I was able to catch a Haunter while training in the Frost Cavern, and I named it Shadow Bro. This is going to be my in-game Haunter, or Gengar. The shiny Gengar that I got is going to be for the competitive metagame. I also caught a Bergmite, and I named it Titanic. Once I was done training with those guys, I took them to the Anastar City Gym, and it's probably one of the coolest gyms I've seen. It kind of confuses you with a little room, but once you walk into the middle of it, you're like teleported into this spatial area where you walk across light bridges in order to get to Olympia, the gym leader. And it's pretty cool. You can teleport to different levels of the light bridges, and you get to face off against Olympia as soon as you reach her. She had a Sigalith, a Slowking, and a female Meowstic, although Pokemon DB says it's male. But I was able to beat her. I think I was also moxing through that with Badass, so she gave me the Psychic Badge and the TM for Calm Mind. So I can make a Specialist Pokemon who can boost its special attack and special defense, if I want to. Then, once I was done at the Anastar City Gym, I met up with Serena again. She wanted another match, but then we get a message from Lysander. And it looks like Team Flare is starting to get into action. So we need to get to Luminosity, I believe, to stop him. But of course I have plenty of time, so I've been training up a lot of my Pokemon before I go off into Lysander's labs in Lumio City, I believe. I have been training on routes 15, 16, Lots Hotel, Frost Cavern, to like get my Pokemon to about maybe a level 45 or over. I also went into a bit of a phase where I became kind of a collectivist. I started trying to collect as many of particular items that I could or may have missed out on. There was like a phase where I was trying to find a particular Golett that held light clay. And I spent so much time on, I believe it was Route 10, just kind of wasting time there trying to find a Golett that had the light clay, because there's only like a 5% chance that you'll even find one. I tried like catching them at random, and that was just being a pain in the ass because none of them would have it, and I'd just have to release them from my spares box, and I didn't want to do that. So I ended up getting a Pokemon with Frisk to be my front lead, so then it would say, oh, Frisk, this Pokemon has a particular item. So for that I used my Gourgeist Lantern. And eventually I was able to find that Golett with the light clay. I caught that, collected the light clay, and then released the Pokemon afterwards, which I don't really like releasing Pokemon. It's like they don't mean anything to you, and that's not really a good spirit of Pokemon. A Pokemon trainer named Ronnie actually gave me a better idea for catching particular Pokemon. He told me about his strategy of catching heart scales from love discs, and that's basically teaching a Pokemon thief. That way they can collect the item so you don't have to catch the Pokemon. And that's a lot better strategy than what I did. I could have like used a dark type Pokemon that I had, taught it thief, and then used that to see if I could find a light clay being held by a Golett. But thanks Ronnie for the tip. I did train at the Battle Chateau a few times to get more experience for my Pokemon and some more cash, but then I run into a bit of a problem. Because a lot of the NPCs look the same, you can't really tell what's the rank of the NPC that you're facing. You could be facing a Baron who only has level 15 Pokemon, or you could be facing a Duke who has level 45 Pokemon. Currently I'm a Duke, but I might want to go in there with like Pokemon that are below level 45, and if I run into a Duke, I'm kind of screwed over. If I bring a lot of high level Pokemon, and there's not a lot of people that are Dukes, and I have lower ranked people that I'm facing, I'm not going to get as much experience as I want. That's kind of the dilemma that I've come across, so I've kind of laid off the Battle Chateau a bit. I mean, it's still cool that you can face gym leaders there, but I wish there was a more efficient way to be able to tell like what ranks you were facing against. I have been training quite a bit at the Frost Cavern just because the next gym leader is going to be an Ice type, and I want to have a nice type focused team that's good against Ice types. So as of right now, I've been training with a lot of Fire types, Fighting types, Rock types, and Water types. Helldog 2 is already at a decent level, and so is Blue Menace, so I didn't really have to train with them too much. I also had Femosity on my team for a little while, and I got enough experience on her that she evolved into a female Pyroar. For rock types, of course I had Unbreakable and Stashman on my team for quite some time. I was able to get enough experience so that Unbreakable could evolve from a Rock'n'Rolla to a Boldore. And I did go to Route 13 for a while just to get Stashman to evolve from a Nosepass to a Probopass. I also trained with Pokemascot because I thought I gave quite a bit of love to her already. But unfortunately, her move pool is actually very narrow compared to its pre-evolution Pikachus. I'm going to have to teach it some TMs if I want to give it some really good moves. I also trained with my fossil Pokemon, Armora, because it's Ice and Rock, and so it has a naturally better advantage against its own Ice types. I'll get that text later. And I gave it enough experience that it evolved into an Aurorus. I trained with two of my favorite water types, those being Silly Derp and Psygreen, and I was able to evolve both those guys into Slowbro and Golduck. I also gave Dressler a Dawnstone, so that it could evolve from Kirlia to Gallade. I also took it to the Mover Learner so it could get some physical moves to work with. And for fighting types, I had Endangerer, Chopman, and Champion 2 on my team for quite some time. And I was able to get enough experience to get Chopman to a decent level, and I also got Endangered to evolve into a Pangoro, and I got Champion 2 to evolve into Machoke. Through another trading session, using my brother's Pokemon Y copy, I was able to trade over Unbreakable to become Gigalith, Champion 2 to become Machamp, and Shadow Bro to become Gengar.
Gengar!
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 And once again, I have caught a random encountered shiny. This time, it's a Vanillite. Don't mean to get you Gen 1ers mad, but I'm quite proud of that one too. As well as my Pumpkaboo that I caught. I named my shiny Vanillite SB Sorbet, which is short for Strawberry Sorbet. This one's got a hardy nature this time. I guess it also doesn't really raise or lower any stats. It's got the Ice Body ability, meaning it can recover from hail. And it's got an okay move pool, I guess. I found that like Vanillux, its evolution can actually learn Water Pulse and Mirror Shot and Flash Cannon, so that's pretty good too. I also got into a passerby battle while I was on the bus going to university. It was a Pokemon trainer named Taylor who challenged me, and I thought, what the heck, let's jump into it just for fun. And yeah, I wasn't prepared because I was just casually training my Pokemon at the time. He had mainly a ghost focus on his team, like 5 ghost Pokemon and a Slacking. I only had 5 Pokemon on my team, so I guess he only submitted 5. But yeah, he ended up 3-0ing me, which I'm perfectly fine with, mainly because I wasn't really prepared to begin with, and he did use quite a good strategy to take me down. So yeah, good game, Taylor, if you're watching. Yeah, so right now I got a few more Pokemon that I'm going to train up before I make it to Lysander's Labs. I'm not going to tell you right now like the Pokemon that I have on my team because I'd rather just save the Pokemon that want to make it into the Hall of Fame for later on. I'd rather tell you like the Pokemon that I go into the gym leaders with and the Pokemon that I'm going to put into the Hall of Fame. So that's it for today's PokeVlog. I apologize if I'm ending this too abruptly. I'd just like to say that I feel like I don't really want to do any more PokeVlogs. Mainly because they slow down the pacing of the game for me. Because it's like, oh, I gotta make this much progress, then I gotta stop and record my progress, and then like take a break from the game because I don't want to have too much progress to record. And so, yeah, I'm not going to be doing PokeVlog Omega. I will continue with the PokeVlog X's until I'm done Pokemon X, but like you'll still see videos about stuff that happens to me in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Pokemon X. I'll stop with the PokeVlogs once I'm done Pokemon X. But my next PokeVlog will still be on me taking on Team Flare and Lysander, so hope you're still excited for that. Still got more videos coming your way, more Super Smash Bros. Matches, a Pokemon countdown, and my top 10 favorite songs of 2014. So hope you're looking forward to those videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.
Get jazzy on.